Didymoteicho is a town located on the eastern edge of the Evros regional unit of East Macedonia and Thrace, in northeastern Greece. It is the seat of the municipality of the same name. The town sits on a plain and located southeast of Svilengrad, south of Edirne, Turkey, and Orestiada, west of Uzunköprü, Turkey, about 20 kilometers north of Salai and about 90 kilometers north of Alexandroupoli. The municipality of Didymoteicho has a land area of 569.5 square kilometers and a population of 19,493 inhabitants. Didymoteicho is just 2 kilometers away from the Greek-Turkish border, and as a result it is home to many Greek military units and Hellenic army training centers. Hundreds of thousands of Greek men had to either receive military training or spend part of their military service here. The famous 1991 George Yelaras and Lavrentis Macheritsis song Didymoteicho Blues pays homage to the personal stories and experiences of these soldiers while offering a more general commentary about life in the army. Name: the city was formerly known in Cathlarevuso as Delta Iota Delta Upsilon Mu Omicron Tau Epsilon Iota K Omicron Nu, Didymoteichon, from Delta Iota Delta Upsilon Mu Omicron Sigma, Didymos, twin, and Tau Epsilon K Omicron Sigma, Teichos, wall. Other relevant names of Didymoteicho include Dymoteicha and Dymoteicha. Geography: forests dominate the banks and parts of the plain. Much of the area is used for farming. The main produce is cattle, fruits and vegetables, and some flowers. The hills dominate further west. Near the area lies the Great Forest of Dadia. Didymoteicho is located around 12 kilometers from Turkey and the western banks of the Evros. It is the easternmost municipality on the mainland of Greece. In the west, much of the land is mountainous and forested, while farmlands are located in the central and the northern part. It is on the railway line Thessaloniki-Istanbul and the Greek Road 51. Municipality: the municipality Didymoteicho was formed at the 2011 local government reform by the merger of the following two former municipalities that became municipal units: Didymoteicho, Metaxades. Communities: the municipal unit Didymoteicho is subdivided into the following communities: Didymoteicho, Asvestades, Asimenio, Alina Shuri, Isaacio, Karata, Koufavuno, Kiani, Mani, Petrades, Poimoniko, Prangio, Pythio, Sitikari, Sofiko. The largest settlements, other than Didymoteicho itself, are Sofiko, Metaxades, Koufavuno, Lagos and Alina Shuri. Province: the province of Didymoteicho was one of the provinces of the Evros prefecture. Its territory corresponded with that of the current municipality Didymoteicho and the municipal unit Orpheus. It was abolished in 2006. History: ancient times, the area around the town was inhabited in Neolithic times. It was later an important Thracian and Hellenistic town, sacked by the Romans in 204 BC. In the early 2nd century, the Roman Emperor Trajan created a new city between the two hills surrounding the town and named it Plotinopolis after his wife Pompeia Plotina. The city would later be one of the most important towns in Thrace, having its own assembly. The ruins of the ancient city are now known as the Kale, after the Turkish fort castle. In 1965, a solid gold bust of Septimius Severus was found on the site of Plotinopolis and is now in the museum at Komotini. The city had been built in a very strategic position, because it had for exploitation a very fertile plain and also controlled a passage of Erythropotamos, through which passed a branch of the Via Egnatia leading in the middle and upper valley of Evros River and on the shores of the Black Sea. Medieval era: according to F. A. Janopoulos, Didymoteicho was probably built in the 6th century by Justinian I to replace Plotinopolis, whose exposed lowland location made it hard to defend. It seems that already in the 7th century, Plotinopolis had been abandoned in favor of the new site. The fortress was captured by Krum of Bulgaria in 813, but in 879 it was a bishopric whose incumbent, Nicephorus, participated in the Ninth Council of Constantinople. Didymoteicho briefly became the seat of a short-lived lordship within the Latin Empire after the Fourth Crusade. In the early 13th century, the town was fought over by Latin crusaders, members of the Angelos family, the Bulgarians, the Despotate of Epirus and finally, the Empire of Nicaea. That returned Didymoteicho to Byzantine Greek control by capturing it around 1243 during the reign of John III, Ducas Vatatzes. After the Byzantine reconquest of Constantinople in 1261, Didymoteicho became the most important city in Thrace. During the Byzantine Civil War of 1341–47, it served as the base of John VI Kantakouzenos. The lower city was destroyed during the war and rebuilt in 1342. After the war, the city became the center of the Thracian appanage of Matthew Kantakouzenos, who provided it with strong fortifications. The city was also the birthplace of emperors John III Ducas Vatatzes and John V Paleologos. Ottoman-era Didymoteicho was captured by the Ottoman Turks in 1359 and again, this time permanently, in 1361. The Battle of Didymoteicho, the Ottomans' first victory in Europe, was fought before the city in 1352 during yet another Byzantine civil war. The city, known as Didymoteicho or Didymoteicho under Ottoman rule, was probably captured by the Ottoman commander Haji Ilbeg. It soon became the seat of the Ottoman court under Murad I, until the conquest of nearby Adrianople a few years later. It nevertheless remained a favorite resort of early Ottoman rulers, due to its rich hunting grounds even after the capital moved to Adrianople in Constantinople. As such, the city was rebuilt, with the Byzantine walls repaired and a royal palace constructed and beautified, an effect still evident in 1443, when the French traveller Bertrand de la Broquière visited it. Bayezid II was born there and was on his way there to retire after abdicating in favor of his son, Selim I, when he died. The Ottoman traveller Evliya Çelebi visited the town in 1670. The town was the seat of Akkadian administrative center of the local district. Evliya also provides a description of the fortress. The upper fortress, where the disused royal palace was located, measured some 2,500 paces in circumference, with double stone walls and 100 towers. The sole Muslim living there was the commander, the rest of it, some 100 households, being inhabited solely by non-Muslims. The citadel within it was arranged on 2 levels, one of which was known as the Maiden's Castle. The outer town counted 600 multi-storied houses and was divided into 12 wards. There were several mosques and mesjids, of which the Bayezid Mosque was the most important, as well as 4 madrasas, one of which was established by Sultan Bayezid I. From Evliya's references, the area of Didymoteicho appears to have been a major center of the Bektashi dervishes. Of the local hamams, the most notable was the so-called whisper bath. With its ear of Dionysus, it survived at least until the 1890s. The town had a marketplace but no bezesan. Its chief produce were grapes and quinces, but also local pottery and glassware, which had a great reputation. Swedish King Charles XII stayed in the town from February 1713 to October 1714 after his flight from the Battle of Poltava, but otherwise the town became an unimportant provincial backwater in early modern times. Modern era. In 1912 the town was briefly occupied by the Bulgarians during the First Balkan War, only to return to the Ottomans a year later. The Ottoman government offered the city to Bulgaria in 1914, as a reward for entering World War I on the side of the Central Powers. Under the terms of the 1919 Treaty of Neuilly, Didymoteicho, along with the rest of Western Thrace, came under the temporary management of a multinational Entente military force led by the French General Charles-Antoine Charpy. In the second half of April 1920, as a result of the San Remo Conference of the leaders of the main allies of the Entente powers, the region of Western Thrace was annexed by Greece. The Second World War devastated Didymoteicho. Today, Didymoteicho, like the cities of Komotini and Xanthi, and much of the Xanthi and Rhodope regional units, is home to members of Greece's Turkish-speaking Muslim minority population. Like the Pomeks of East Macedonia and Thrace, the Turkish population of Didymoteicho dates to the Ottoman period, and unlike the Turkish Muslims and Greek Muslims of Greek Macedonia and Epirus, was exempted from the 1922-23 Greek-Turkish population exchange following the Treaty of Lausanne. The town was considerably affected by the Evros River flooding of February 17 to 22, 2005. Flood warnings were reported at that time. The flood affected much of the town on Wednesday, March 2, 2005, and continued for several days. On Friday, March 4, flood waters began to ebb slowly. Over 5,000 millimeters of rainfall caused the river to overflow its banks. Buildings, properties and stores were flooded, leaving people stranded. It was the worst flood in nearly 50 years. The railway line south of Didymoteicho and near the station was also flooded and was closed. Serious flooding was also experienced in March 2006 throughout the city and the general Evros River area. Landmarks. Castle, situated in the northwestern part of town. The Çelebi Sultan Mehmed Mosque or Bayazid Mosque, completed in 1420. Didymoteicho Folklore Museum. The Silent Baths, the oldest hammam in Europe. Today there are only ruins of the baths, but a European Union project has been initiated to restore them. International Center of Young Artists of Eastern Europe website. Central Square, next to the Town Hall. Military Museum. Municipal Theatre, on Georgios Street. The ruins of the ancient city of Plotinopolis. The Byzantine town wall and its fortifications, situated around the town. Historical population. Notable people. John III Doukas Vatatzes, Emperor of Nicaea. John V Palaiologos, Byzantine Emperor. Bayezid II Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Eugenios Eugenides, shipping magnate. Silardase Iod Mehmed Pasha 18th century Ottoman Grand Vizier. Samalai Ali Pasha Grand Vizier of the Ottoman Empire. Gallery. Castle walls. Tower. Church entrance with a statue of Constantine XI Palaiologos. Church with the remains of an arch. Church interior. Church dome interior.